La 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 la. So Avengers, the biggest movie ever of all times.
I've been waiting 10 years for this.
Real quick, let's do round the table overall feeling about it, because that way, whatever we debate later, we always said where the baseline is.
Yeah.
To me, I think it is fantastic. It was a spectacle beginning to end. I don't think it's the best Marvel movie ever made.
Yeah, because that's Black Panther.
Debatably, it could be Black Panther, but just throw that out there. Jordan, what's your baseline opinion?
I like the movie a lot. It scores high on my list. Definitely not the best movie, and there are some problems with it. Some major problems, I should say.
All right, so sounds like a movie.
Yeah.
Steph.
I didn't notice problems because I'm not very familiar with everything.
That's fine.
In all, I thought the movie was great. I surprisingly didn't cry.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. I was surprised I didn't cry.
Do you cry often in movies?
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
I thought of
stupid cry.
I thought that might just be like in life, but in movies you don't.
No,
like a reverse
bawl.
Leland.
That's why I was like, when I was watching it, I was like, I should be crying right now, but I think everything happened so fast I couldn't process it. So it was just kind of like, this really sucks.
Yeah. I would say
nothing's coming out.
I would say that if it's a critique, the flaw of the movies, it moves so fast, it's tough to resonate on some moments. Leland?
It was fun.
Okay, good. Yeah, I didn't cry. Well, all right. That's unfair for me to say because I never did.
I think it depended on the parts because it all kind of happened slowly when who died.
Oh, no, we can say everything right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Well,
like the most heart-wrenching death I feel is Spider-Man.
Yep.
yeah.
Because he feels it. Like I read an article that explains the only reason why he feels it and no one else seems to is it's his spider sense going nuts.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah.
An article online.
Hmm?
An article online.
Yeah, but it makes sense.
That makes my eyes water now.
I'm not saying it's canon or that the movie says so, but they did show he has spider sense, which the previous movie never established. And yeah, all right, I buy that. That's headcanon at the very least.
It does, because some characters did notice what was happening to them. Like Bucky, it took him totally by surprise. He's like, Steve, and then he's gone. And then T'Challa didn't know at all.
Like some of them kind of see it happening. It depends on if they saw someone nearby who it happened to before. I don't know why it happens like not all instantaneous at the same time.
Yeah,
I guess that's
weird.
just for drama. But yeah, like some people kind of see it coming a little.
Yeah, Quill knew it when it started for him.
Yeah.
Oh, then like.
Good. I'm. You know what?
It's all his fault. It's all his
honestly,
fucking fault.
I could do without.
He's the Tony Stark of the movie.
Another Guardians again.
Oh my god! I was
really.
So
You're that mad at them?
I'm very angry.
Ooh.
I'm more angry at them than anything else in the movie. I understand all his motivations of why he had to fuck up, but he could have waited 2 more minutes.
Yep.
Also, they could have explained what was happening. There was a lot of things but they just came off like such dicks with the other heroes. I don't ever want to see them interact again. Like I told you yesterday.
Yeah.
It made me realize how much I don't like the Guardians.
That's
I
fair.
was like, oh, you guys are assholes. In your movies, you're the nicest
and
assholes.
They're fun.
Yeah.
Up against bigger assholes. So by that standard, I'm like, oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
Space is full of pricks.
Yeah, but when you're standing next to Spider-Man, the purest person on the planet, I'm like, oh no, I don't want to spend any time with you. What, as far as I'm concerned, Gamora jumped.
Oh.
She was like, I can only be with Flabby Man for so long after being sexy space pirate.
Yeah, pirate angel pirate.
Yeah.
That was pretty great.
I thought that part was sad.
which like while you're watching the Guardians movies, you kind of forget they are just basically pirates.
More or less, yeah.
They're not good people.
They're just space pirates.
Yeah,
they're not heroes like we're used to everywhere else.
No.
In the Marvel
I
universe.
Get it. And then that one person could be like, oh, but that's why they're cool. Sure.
They're all anti-heroes.
And they're super excited for Venom.
And Deadpool.
And Deadpool.
That's the same. That person, same person I don't want to talk to. But it just like I don't know. There's a bigger picture, and I just felt like the flaw of the movie was that you made Chris Pratt such a dick. I don't want to spend any time with him.
Yeah,
I mean he's insecure, so it's not like he's being like cocky. It's not like he really thinks he's better than everyone else, and that's where all of his dickishness comes from. It comes from a place of insecurity.
Oh, I get it. All the motivation.
Yeah. It's still lame, and it's still kind of a lot of it falls on his shoulders as to why things
it just seemed
don't
like
really
so
work
out
out.
of character that no one stopped him. It could be argued they were all holding Thanos, but like I don't know. Could have shot him. Could have stepped on him. Could have webbed him.
Yeah.
There was many things. I get it. That's not the plot.
Could have flown up.
That's could have flown up. Like I get it. That's not how that story is supposed to go. But it just made me really dislike the Guardians.
Also,
I think it would have. Sorry, I keep cutting you off.
No.
I would have been more fine if they had killed Mantis and Drax in the collector's room and left them dead there.
I literally thought they were done.
Yeah, I thought that was it.
I thought it was done. I was like,
acceptable. Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Like I was taken aback by that. I'm like when Drax turns into fucking shit.
Candy ribbon.
Yeah. I was like, oh fuck.
That was a Resident Evil moment.
No, she awesome. Was ribbony. What was he?
He was
like
blocks.
He was just like stone blocks. Yeah, it would have been awesome. That's how they died. Just unceremoniously. It's just they're gone.
Yeah.
Well, we were chatting about this before the movie came out because I saw it before you guys. But like, I felt no emotional connection to any of it.
And I think that's because there's so much going on.
No, I disagree. It's because I understand franchising, and I'm having a really hard time getting past that.
Wait,
that's fair.
No,
like
there's a Spider-Man 3. There's a Black Panther 2. Like they're coming back.
But is that the movie's problem?
No, maybe, but I honestly I think it's Marvel's problem is that they were like, boom, phase 4. Look at our dick, and you're like, yeah, but that spoils your movies. I understand that because I understand how the industry works, and I'm having a real hard time disassociating that from the enjoyment of the movie. Like you were talking about, you would love to have had that woman's reaction that I was picking on in the movie about every time someone died. She was like, Lord Jesus, I don't know.
Just
and
having
just
a
like,
fully emotional breakdown.
He signed a 5-picture contract. He's not dead.
No.
T'Challa's movie made $1 billion.
They're
He's
not
coming back.
Yeah, they're not getting rid of him.
And I understand that. I get it. And I wish I could enjoy it on a level like that. But I can't because I've been reading comic books for 30 years. And they always come back.
Yeah.
And
I understand. And also, this isn't the movie for that. The next one is the one where people will die and not come back.
The Heroes Reborn movie.
Yeah.
Although
So.
I feel like Loki and
he not.
I feel like everyone who died
Loki's
from
gone
Thanos'
and,
hand are gone.
Heimdall.
Oh yeah,
Heimdall's
been very well. What's his name?
Idris Elba.
Another wonderful actor who's been very vocal about like I don't like being in these movies.
Yeah.
Okay, well, good thing because you're no longer in them.
Yeah.
So your wish was granted. You know,
but not like a G though.
Yeah, he was fine. I mean, but it did beg the question: where the fuck was Valkyrie?
Yeah,
the other ship.
I mean, sure, the other half of the ship is how they're going to have to write that. But it also made me think, like, what fucking movie would she be in? Like, there's no other Thors coming as far as we know at this time.
Sure.
So,
well, wherever Thor ends up, if it's just someone else's
and she
movie,
could be in the next one. I don't know. I mean, I love the fact that the internet got so angry so fast of why Hawkeye wasn't on that poster, and the simplest reason was
he's not
in the movie.
Yeah,
so don't put him on the poster.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, yeah, I guess that would be the simplest reason. Hence why Ant-Man wasn't also on the poster. You know, because they would put them on the fucking poster.
Everyone else was.
Everybody is on that. Wong is on a motherfucking poster. So I should tell you.
Yeah, my main man Wong.
That's what I'm saying. But like, if they're gonna throw a Wong on a poster, then you know Clint Barton would be on a goddamn poster. Also, we need a team for the next movie, so it makes sense that they would have to wait for that guy to be in the next movie.
Yeah,
they get their help for the next one to get everything back.
I don't know. I just thought it was so funny. The internet was so upset so quickly. Well, what does this mean? It means he dies in the movie, or
he's
not in it.
He's just not in it.
Yeah, I don't think anyone expected the the I can't think of like the word, but essentially the outcome. Like it's so much bigger than I think people thought. Everyone knew and was made peace with like, oh well, not everyone's coming out alive, but to see what happens is huge.
Don hasn't seen it yet, and he's just like, well, Thanos ain't getting the thing, and I'm like.
Wait, what?
He thinks the whole 2 movies is about him getting gems.
I could see that movie.
He sees it as the Lord of the Rings, like 3 movies to get a ring in a mouth.
If it was,
it's not as quickly as
like,
how it is.
If it was 2 movies in the same year, yeah, it'd be that movie.
Yeah, but it's not.
Yeah,
I mean, and also the movie didn't end, so like we're in the middle of a second act.
It's real Empire.
Yeah, it was way Empire. So and it's people were like, well, the ending was kind of like a downer. I'm like. Or the middle of the movie was a downer because it just don't.
Like I saw someone's thing on Twitter that said it's a bold claim, but Infinity War is our generation's Empire.
No, that's a bold and dumb claim. Yeah, because you know what this generation's Empire is? Empire, because there's still nothing better.
I get it.
One, I get it,
Yeah.
but some millennials say next year that's. Their generation's Jedi.
They did say like, Last Jedi was the Empire of this show. We move too fast to really settle on anything.
That's true.
We're constantly looking at the next thing.
The only time I had an emotional well up when Spider-Man went it wasn't because of it was Spider-Man. It's because those are 2 good actors that I enjoy watching.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, you're just acting the shit out of this. That's why I'm having this emotional beat to it.
Everyone acted the shit out of this movie. Except for Peter Dinklage. He was the weirdest one for me.
He was weird.
I was confused.
I'll give you know who I also felt was snoring through the entire movie? Chris Evans. He
didn't have anything to do.
He had nothing to do.
Yeah.
and it looked like he knew that.
Yeah.
Like he was like, yep. I'm not doing anything until part 2.
Just gonna stand here.
Yeah, and it kind of felt like, yeah, I get it. Your character is kind of angry. But the actor shouldn't be. So I'm going to need you to tone it down a bitch because your resting bitch face in the background is really distracting. I was like, everybody else seems to be having a really good time.
What's your problem?
Like, sour guy.
I'm like, even Dinklage, who, granted, mate, what did we wonder yesterday? Are all dwarves?
Yeah, are all dwarves giants?
Are they giant dwarves in that universe?
I love that so much.
Yeah, I think that would be pretty fucking great.
Yeah, you didn't like his accent, you said yesterday.
It was a weird accent.
It's so weird because
I don't think I even knew he had one. I was just like, oh, he's speaking like Dinklage.
Motherfucker's on Game of Thrones and he can't do some kind of like Norse kind of.
He should have just did Tyrion.
I think he was just. It sounded weird because they were trying to make him sound big.
Yeah, he was trying to kind of
echo or something.
Put on a big voice and me sound real big and tough.
It was a little weird.
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was funny as shit.
It was,
Yeah, it was cute.
Yeah.
I mean, I told him, the scene that made me gasp out loud for 30 seconds and hold my mouth and clutch my pearls was Red Skull.
Yeah, oh my God,
yeah.
yes.
Everything else in the movie, honestly, don't give a fuck. That's the best part of the movie.
The same
for
reaction.
Yeah.
Leland, you and I talked about how like they were gonna do the whole death angle with Thanos. Like, for some reason, they think it's too much. I think they could have done it in this movie. But regardless, when you're seeing just like this kind of floaty black specter, I couldn't help but think like, are we gonna touch on the death thing?
There was a moment, but
like it was too kind of ethereal looking
to
be like a person, and then all of a sudden, oh fuck! Well, I thought they got Mr. Smith back.
No,
or Agent Smith,
because he hates the makeup.
Yeah, I don't blame him, man. That shit looks real uncomfortable.
Rub some money on it.
Yeah,
you're an actor. I know it must be rough.
Spend 8 hours every day.
Yeah,
in the makeup
chair. I get that check, and I go, oh, but that's why I did it
to do like a 5-minute scene.
Well, even nowadays, he wouldn't even need to do makeup. They would just CG all the fuck out of it anyway.
Pretty much.
Like, I got really disappointed when I saw some of the making of shots of like Ragnarok and Infinity War. Spider-Man never wears a suit. And Kate Blanchett never wore a suit. Like, it's all CG, and it really disappointed me.
Yeah. We're getting too close to Star Wars then. Like, you gotta wear a suit.
I mean, I think in certain scenes they had some stuff, but like the action scenes and not, they're all just wearing the jumpsuit.
Because I watched it recently, and I was staring at her again, and if that's not
it's all fake.
Costume?
Yeah,
that's a trip.
It's like 85% of it's fake. And it's just like,
what the hell?
Come on. Put on a goddamn suit. You know when it's a real suit compared to not a fake suit.
Yeah.
Same with Iron Man. I don't think he's worn a suit in years.
Oh yeah,
he's been doing like for a short time. He was doing like just the headpieces.
Yeah, and it looked real
else.
like he was in a fake suit during some of them fight scenes. I was like, oh, that's just a fake. That's just a Tony Stark head on a CG body.
he has this new nano suit, so like the whole thing just does not move naturally. Like we have no concept of what that should look like. So it's just not. It's not getting across that uncanny valley. But at the same time, there was a handful of scenes where I look at Thanos and like this CG character is not fitting on the CG background, and I'm taken out a little bit.
Like literally the first scene when you see him, he's carrying Thor. He did not look like an
actual
thing.
I was looking at his hand, like trying to figure out, like, all right, it's grabbing his chest plate. Like, those big ass fucking sausage fingers don't fit in there. I mean, some of the fight scenes towards the end.
The problem is it's always the same. It's CG guys fighting in suits, and sometimes it was like, all right. I thought the best two fight scenes in the movie were they weren't the CGI guys fighting. Well, the train station's my favorite fight scene in the movie.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
But that still has stunt people fighting.
You
at
still
least
have a
one
CGI monster,
right? But you knew that there was a stunt woman playing Scarlett Johansson and Chris Evans. You know, but I thought the best fight scene was the chick fight.
Oh yeah,
because there was real people there, plus the one CGI character. So it was like they're interacting.
Scarlet Witch and
Okoye.
Yeah. They face off against.
Yeah.
Now I just got to learn how to say the other word. The Dora Milaje.
Adora Milaje.
Yeah, that's gonna be. It's gonna be a bit.
Adora Milaje.
Yeah.
That was all pretty rad.
So you're gonna die here alone. She's not alone. Just Black Widow and then turn on.
I thought,
and then you see Okoye's like, fuck yeah.
To me, she had the best line when she was like, I don't know, Olympics, Starbucks.
Yeah.
I was like Disneyland needs to market Wakandan Starbucks cups, and I will want one now. Like, just like I went
little
there.
Black Panther cups and
no, you know how you go
like
every
the red
Starbucks
and
and they have like the cities that you.
I
just want one. This is like
I don't think
Wakanda.
I've ever noticed that.
Oh yeah, my dad has like 100 Starbucks.
Oh,
cups
in like a ceramic mug.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I thought like.
Oh, you're thinking like the cup
paper.
No,
cups.
sorry, like the ceramic mugs from every city.
Yeah.
Like every time I travel, I pick my dad up one, and he's got
cool.
now like legit like 75.
He's got,
that's awesome.
He's got a small collection of cups, but like I want one. This is Wakanda.
Yeah.
It's got like the statue of the
just
panther.
like the panther in the
background.
background.
I'm like, that's a cute
super
cup.
future shit.
I'm like, Disney loves money. I mean, they would come on.
Yeah. That would be rad.
I would
definitely enjoy that.
You know,
pitch that.
There was one throwaway line that I was the only one that laughed at in the theater. It's when Thor understands Groot. It's like,
the elective line?
Yeah, the elective one.
Yeah.
Like, I laughed out loud. No one
we
else
spoke
did.
about
like,
that at length yesterday. Like,
I was up in Burbank yesterday, so I popped in on Leland, and like Leland's walking down the comic shop just howling to himself.
I laughed hard.
He takes electives. There's a college. There's an Asgard U.
Yeah.
And one of those electives is Groot.
I was like, there's a lot to unpack here.
It's great. It's dumb in the comic book part of me who likes like, oh, these are finely defined rules.
Yeah.
I was like, no, that's not how that works. But for a fun-loving, like, oh, well, these are popcorn films. They're not supposed to, be the hardest of canons.
Yeah.
That's a real great line.
Yeah. What was it I told you? I like even Thor: Dark World. Thor on a subway, that tickles me to the no end because it's like Thor's on a subway. Thor's in the subway. Like, he just looks so ridiculous in that armor, standing there holding onto the thing. I was like, "Where's Greenwich?" Like, okay, this is what we're doing now.
That's still the one Marvel movie I've not seen.
Really?
Thor: Dark World?
Yeah, I have not seen Thor: Dark World.
See it. I mean,
yeah. I mean,
I just never got around to it.
I mean, it's definitely in the it's in the middle for me, but I know a lot of people that put that at the bottom
because I never liked Thor until Ragnarok. So
I've never watched the Thors, but every time I do mention it, people say I don't need to watch them.
Which one?
All the Thors.
Any of the Thors except Ragnarok?
The first one is fine. Like, remember, it's like the third or fourth Marvel film.
Yeah.
So it's still real early when they're kind of still ironing things out.
It was before Disney.
Hmm?
It was before Disney.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm pretty who cares at this point?
It's a one set movie. Like it is very minimal. Like all the CG took all the money. Yeah. So you also don't even have any big actors in that one. You got Anthony Hopkins for a cameo.
Natalie Portman.
Natalie
Cameo's strong. He's got a lot to do in that.
Yeah,
you're too big in that, or Natalie Portman and
Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah.
But like you literally have a one-horse town as your
Skarsgård in that movie too.
Yeah, but not the expensive Skarsgård.
Yeah. Isn't what's her name?
Kat Dennings.
Kat Dennings.
Before she really broke out.
She's not, pulling.
She's I mean, she's TV good and she's great in general, but she's not, she's not pulling in tons of money. She's making under $1 million.
Though, it was kind of like by the end of the Thor, though, you're just kind of like, oh, okay, well then, welcome to Hollywood, everybody.
Yeah,
because that's what happened. Like especially Loki. I mean, I don't.
Oh yeah.
I honestly, I think they would. Maybe they had plans to use. Well, he is the first official villain in the Avengers comic, like that they went up against. So that's technically canon. So I'm sure someone read something somewhere and was like, "Well, he's going to be our villain for that." Sure. The fact that he's stuck around this long, that's only due to people love him.
Yeah.
There's no reason Loki
100%
stayed around this long.
Oh,
just no
Loki?
way.
Yeah.
Is that who we're okay.
Yeah.
And he went out with a blaze of glory.
Yeah.
Like, he went out doing what we knew he was going to do. Sacrifice himself for his brother, technically.
Yeah, we did call that.
Yeah.
And he did it on his terms.
Sneaky but noble.
Yeah.
I thought the interactions with the teams was some of the best stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, definitely.
The banter,
Yeah.
100%.
Oh, I could watch the Doc Strange, Tony Stark, Peter Parker movie all day long.
Yes.
That I was like, I want to buy all the money to this.
I saw a meme on Facebook just earlier where it said like the only disappointment in Infinity War is that there was no exchange of no shit Sherlock between
Tony Stark and
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Super on the nose and a bit too meta, but I get it.
It'd be really funny.
I was
think I would
disappointed we never got I would like to have had more of a scene with Loki and Doc Strange.
Oh,
yeah.
Just because, I mean, we had a glimpse of it in Ragnarok for like a
really
hot
good.
second.
Yeah.
But just to watch those two ladies try to out Shakespearean each other would be really fun to watch.
I like that those two and Tom Holland are doing press together.
Oh, are they?
Yeah, just seems like
that's
the
fun.
Funnest.
Yeah.
I did get a real pop when they're on the ship with the ugly one. After Strange is taken, I don't know what the Black Order's name is.
Oh,
yeah, Maw.
Yeah.
Oh, for some reason you said ship, and I assumed you were talking about the Milano, and I was just like, who is the ugly one on that? I mean,
no, I'm talking about
Batista.
ship.
Like, I mean, I was like, comparatively, out of that group of people,
no, I was referring to ship. Apocalypse's old ship, an X Factor base for a short time. No, when Peter goes, have you seen this really old movie? Like calling back and then doing the aliens thing.
Yeah,
I popped real hard for that.
Yeah.
But he's hit his quota with that joke though. I can't do another one.
Why? Because it makes you feel old?
No, it's just you got it. You did it twice. If you do it a third time, it's like, all right, guys, you guys got a lot of writers.
Yeah,
you
can write a different joke.
I kind of feel that there's a line with that joke.
That's what I'm saying. For me personally, I have hit the line.
I think Star Wars is too big to reference. Like, oh, someone didn't see it. Aliens is just below the line of like, okay, everyone's seen it, but no one's seen it in years.
Now the Footloose line was worth it.
Oh, that one was funny.
It's the greatest movie. No, never has it been that. I was just like, good.
Yeah, you know what? They play kind of fast and loose with what Star-Lord does know about Earth. I had an issue in the last Guardians movie where he knew what a trash panda was. I'm like, that's a recent development. He should know what that is. And again, they do it again with something in Infinity War where he makes a reference to like a contemporary pop culture. And I'm like, you're not supposed to know about these things.
Yeah, I forgot what it was.
Yeah.
I know you're talking about.
It
happened.
Was it like an internet thing?
I mean, everything's
I know you
an
said
internet
you don't
thing,
remember, but I don't remember either.
No.
I don't remember.
But it happened, right? We all agreed. Yeah,
I remember I remember the
you.
conversation. I just don't know what it was.
So much happens.
I'm not as hip as Star-Lord is to know like internet jokes.
What was your guys' favorite joke from the movie?
honestly,
Elective.
Yeah, like that.
that's
I'm telling you,
that was a really good one.
Out loud.
Yeah.
Like that. Again, like you said, there's something about the concept I can't seem to get behind, but it just
like
tickles
that.
me immense. Like Thor sat down with paper and pen and was like, okay, I'm working on my next semester.
Right.
I got to put my thesis together.
I got to get a new elective. Let's see, I'm already taking mead making. It's like just the idea like he chose that.
It's so funny because that one joke now can open an entire secret zone of fanfic of Asgard U that will just absorb Tumblr for the next forever.
I could also watch the Thor rocket movie.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that team up. I felt they really did do the team ups where they were.
Yeah.
That fit good. There was certain
Nothing
ones,
feels too forced.
The only one that is a little weak, I think, is the Cap team, because that's kind of feels like, oh, here's the leftover guys that kind of we didn't know what else to do with them, but they're all on Earth, so Earth team.
Yeah.
And you're just like, but that's fine because you have the space team, the Earth team, and then you got Thor's little side mission.
Yeah.
But it ends up being Earth team at the end of the day anyway.
Sure. I mean, again, so much is fucking going on. Like, yeah, if you look at everyone's kind of individual missions and story arcs, yeah, Cap's just kind of prepping on the ground, and he's not doing anything exciting. He's not involved enough in the Protect Vision, kind of quest, and that is
true.
Yeah.
And that is much more about.
They did really kind of drop the ball on that thematically wise. Like, as far as like, hey, our one plan is to protect him. So let's leave him with one small, really awesome girl.
Yeah.
And Scarlet Witch, who, by the way,
oh, that one was really funny on that one part.
Like, her third dimension kicked in finally for me.
You think?
For me, I was like, oh, okay, now I get you. It still bugs me that there's no kind of explanation to her powers.
And her powers are very undefined in how
Scarlet
powerful she
Witches?
can be.
Yeah. In her defense, though, her mutant ability is like probability manipulation.
Yeah. And even
that's a catch-all for a lot of plot.
Even that seems like it's really gone out the window.
Yeah,
like,
it depends on what they're doing with
probability manipulation, I feel like, cannot possibly create M Day. Like, that is those are two completely different things. That's
now
a huge
she's
power
more of
jump.
A sorcerer anyway.
Yeah.
They've got her saying spells and
it's
shit.
always been
You're
magical.
like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
But the magic comes from her mom being a witch of the tribe of Wingerder.
Oh, Windergo?
Was that her background? Because I have no.
No, this is comics.
This is comics,
shit.
yeah.
This is
not the movie.
We're just nerding out.
How'd they even bring her in the movie again?
The movie, her and her brother were
Avengers
experimented on, and they got powers that way.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I remember.
And they leave it as that.
Yeah.
They were experimented on.
Yep.
And you're
Yep.
like,
The end.
okay.
one became really fast. The other has undefined magical powers.
Oh, okay.
Everyone
I
else
like
is
that in the sequel. It was just like, he runs really fast and she's really weird. I was like, all right,
Yeah.
you know what? That checks all the boxes. Speaking of her, that was my second favorite scene. Sam
What?
Jackson at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is all I ever need in life.
I know, honestly.
And it made me really miss them in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
more.
Yeah.
I missed him a bunch. I didn't need the motherfucker throwaway because
but that was just for me
I'm glad you got it.
and the people who like me.
We get it.
He says it a lot.
Samuel
That's
L.
his thing.
says it a lot. It's
Yeah.
in a Marvel movie's never gonna say it. Like it seemed like such a kind of meta nod, but to drop a pager and then to get the Captain
you
Marvel.
really love that pager yesterday.
I love the fact that it's a fucking pager.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's a souped up pager.
Her movie takes place in the 90s,
yeah.
so it makes perfect sense.
I think that is so fucking fantastic.
We were talking 90s soundtrack for the movie yesterday.
Oh,
I said they would probably do more of like a grunge feel to it because she's an air fighter pilot.
Okay,
and then he actually threw out but remember, hip hop was really big in the 90s. And I was like, oh, I totally forgot about the hip hop movement in the 90s.
Yeah.
And you threw out Salt and Pepper, and I'm like, oh, God, I want her to be like shooping at one point.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I can imagine that.
Deadpool took Shoop, so they got to get something else.
Push it.
Yeah.
Just like, What a Man just doesn't seem to work.
Yeah. No, it ain't that movie.
Yeah.
It ain't that movie.
No, it's not that, and not that character.
Also true.
Just like when we first see Carol in her outfit. Ooh, baby, baby.
Oh God,
ooh, baby, baby.
No,
like she's zipping it up. Ooh, baby, baby. Yeah.
I think even better before suit time, and she's in the jet, and that's her soundtrack.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And she's pushing the jet.
Yeah.
That'd be fun.
Or what did we say yesterday? An instrumental version of "Smells Like Teen Spirit."
Yeah.
For something, but we don't want to hear him actually sing in the movie.
No,
you just like,
that's
cool.
just for the trailer. It's just a piano version of it. And it's just
you're making me wet. That would be.
Your nuts floating.
I love a piano version of something in a trailer. I love it. Oh my God! Like even the Ghostbuster trailer when they played the creepy Ghostbuster theme on the piano, I was like, "You're hitting everything I want in this movie." Yeah. No, but all weekend long, the number one question we had at the store, I was fielding fucking phone calls. What was the symbol at the end? Like I had this, I talked more Captain Marvel at this weekend than I've had in 30 years.
I'm a passing comic book fan, and I knew what that was.
Wow, I mean, I don't know. If
there's passing comic fan, and then there's just the movies.
Yeah, no, because I don't read comics.
Yeah, I know.
But you a nerd.
You nerd adjacent. These movies ain't made for nerds. They're made for everyone.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Which also means, some shit gets changed, things get dumbed down.
Which goes into one of my biggest problems with the movie.
What's that?
This movie cannot stand alone at all. If you're not into it, you're not going to understand anything.
You don't jump in at Infinity War.
Who would do that?
It's just.
Someone newly 13 has never seen a movie before.
So I saw somebody said on Twitter, it was Max Scoville from IGN. He said, "These aren't really movies anymore. It's more like a really long serial TV show.
Yeah.
That's what it is now.
A comic book come to life.
Yeah.
I think that's also why I have. Oh, I already said it, but because I've read so long, to me it's like just watching a live action comic book. I know that there's going to be another one.
Yeah,
because there always is monthly,
and I think that's fucking fantastic for the Avengers films. It's a different way to take in the story format of film. All right, we got to wait every 2 years, but we get these installments of this larger plot. We call back a lot to the first Avengers movie in this, and reference the Chitauri. We see some Chitauri.
Yeah.
It's super cool. Yeah, we forget Avengers 2 for the most part.
Well, it has nothing really to do with this particular movie.
Yeah, I don't.
Granted, yeah. I mean, with other than the fact that Vision and
it introduced you to two characters, but you saw them in Civil War.
Also true.
Yeah.
Even those people that were doing the sitting in the theater for 30 hours watching the movie. I looked at the list. They skip a good 6 films.
Nobody can do them all.
No, but there was one group that was doing them all, but then that official thing that Mark Bernardin went to, they only hit the highlights.
Oh,
it was only 10.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they just skip. They give you the ones that you need. To watch
the most
this
pertinent ones.
Ant-Man wasn't a part of that because he's not in this movie.
Yeah.
You know
that is
I mean?
a fun movie though.
What we talked about it yesterday was how do you think Ant-Man 2 is going to end? And I said, would it be ballsy if they end with the Wasp disappearing?
Oh.
But logically, though, that movie is supposed to be fun.
Yeah.
And to end on such a sad, sour note for him would be really crappy.
Yeah.
That is supposed to be the fun franchise. Yeah. That one and Captain Marvel, the two that are happening next, right? Those are the next ones we get?
Captain Marvel's in March of next year because they got to get her out.
Yeah.
So that you know who she is. So when she rolls up down from space and basically takes over from everybody and be like, all right, we're going to listen to me now.
Yeah.
And then her and Tony Stark are going to have their moment. I wanted the movie of Tony Stark and Nebula riding and then Milano back to Earth in silence. Those two have nothing in common.
Just 2 hours of just uncomfortable silence.
So you want to talk? No. Okay.
It's just Robert Downey Jr. just riffing and vamping for 2 hours.
And her just
Yeah.
That torture scene was rough, though.
Yeah,
that was pretty intense.
That was pretty badass.
I felt really bad.
Amy Pond sold the fuck out of that.
That was probably some of the better special effects.
Yeah.
Just the concept, but when they went to the side.
Yeah, when they moved the camera.
The sections of everything.
The perception. Cool. It was super cool. Let's see. What
you
kind
want to
of
wrap
big
up
things?
on this?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. personally, I 100% need to see it again. I kind of feel like the first time I saw it, so much was happening.
Yeah.
I feel like I haven't absorbed even half of this film yet. So I'm going to try and see it maybe this week. Or
That's how I feel.
It'll be in theaters for the next 6 months. Yeah. So I'm sure I've got time.
I've seen the movie twice.
Solo's going to kick it out.
No, that's right.
Well, Solo's going to kick it out of the number 1 spot.
Maybe.
And I do. I'm real in on that Solo movie. I've turned around.
Stop calling it Solo movie.
It's the Lando movie.
The Lando movie. I'm really into that Lando movie.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I feel like I have not absorbed enough of the film to even. I can't even put it. I can't rank it. I had a friend who asked me like, where do you rank now in your Marvel films? I'm like, I can't. Like, I don't know, because on one hand, it's not a standalone, like you said, Jordan. Like, there's a lot going on, but its story is so much bigger. It's like, well, you kind of need all these other parts to really pull it in. And because it's so bigger and there's so much happening at the speed that everything happens, the emotional points don't hit as hard as some of the other movies have done for me. And those are two things that really get me into a film. Anything that makes my heart beat, and the creativity of the overall story. So I need to go in again. I know it's good. I know I like it.
Yeah.
But I cannot rank it.
If you ask me to rank Marvel movies, I'd have to really.
It gets tougher and tougher.
But if you said then rank James Bond, I can do that in like less than 30 seconds.
All right,
and there are more of those. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but I have
but
no
stretched
problem.
over way more time.
No, I understand, but
some of them age
I
out.
love ranking things.
I know.
And this is just I know what I can tell you what the bottom one is.
Moonraker?
Iron Man 3.
The
like that's
It's the one where what is it? Pepper has all her.
Yeah.
That's always my bottom one.
Okay.
And even then, I don't hate it. It's just the one I've watched the least out of all of them.
Which one's before Iron Man 3?
And that's where the problem lies.
Hulk?
I don't dislike that Hulk movie, actually.
I think it's good.
I think it's.
I still haven't seen that one.
I think it's
good.
unfortunate it isn't Mark Ruffalo. And people forget that there was an actual Hulk movie before all that.
They forget it's a part of it.
I watched that one.
The
one with that one, whatever.
The Abomination?
That contraption-looking thing. It looks like a giant tank. That was the last Hulk movie I saw.
Are you talking about Ang Lee's Hulk?
Yeah, that was the last one I saw.
Oh, no, that's not even part of it.
That was my last Hulk movie.
No, you need a new Hulk movie.
And they occasionally, like in S.H.I.E.L.D., they'll make references to the Abomination. And you're like, okay, that's great.
Dust them off.
I feel that's a character that can legitimately come back
with the team
and do something.
Yeah.
Like, he's a big CG monster. Who give a fuck?
Steph, I have that movie. I have Ed Norton Hulk.
Watch it.
I have not seen it either.
I'll watch it.
All right, both of you.
That's fine.
Both of you. Well, I've gotten. I think I got all my Mel Brooks movies back.
No, I think you got one more that I got to give you.
All right. Well, she's seen more than Jordan has.
Wait, have you actually watched them?
Yeah.
She watched Blazing Saddles.
I've
seen Blazing Saddles.
I watched what is it? The Frankenstein.
Oh, Young Frankenstein.
Yeah, Young Frankenstein. Yeah. I saw that one.
You just have to remember, it's not Mark Ruffalo as the Hulk. It's Edward Norton.
Okay.
And that's weird.
It's not. It's not clever and witty like Ruffalo can be.
Mm-hmm.
But I really do like Liv Tyler though.
She was good.
And you get Ross, the Secretary of Defense now. Like you get to see him finally.
That's kind of the biggest thing to come out of it.
Does it have anything to do with like if I watch it, will it's its own thing or
it's its own?
Oh, okay.
Pretty much.
Okay.
It's the second
I'll still
Marvel
watch
movie
it.
It was
ever
Iron
made.
Man then Hulk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it really, I mean, they made a joke in Iron Man 1 about the Avengers. Like that was no one thought it could happen.
Yeah, because the joke at the end of Hulk is when Tony Stark shows up to talk about the Avengers program.
That's
and
the
you're just
stinger.
like, well, that seems weird.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Fuck, what was I going to say?
I saw 2 articles or like I guess threads, whatever. One of them was like it had a list of like everyone who died and then everyone who disappeared, and it had like the breakdown of like who killed who or from what.
Mm-hmm.
And then like the questionable things was just like how what is it? Shuri? How like we didn't see anything, so we don't know if anything happened to her. Like it breaks it down. Where
I would
it's
assume she didn't disappear.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Like, it says a lot.
Also, we need to have Queen Shiri for a bit.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like on that list, it had
Or
like
maybe she puts on the fucking suit for a bit because
that would be cool.
That would be cool.
Black Panther not around, so I mean, when we pick up an Avengers,
which I assume would be the next day.
Yeah,
but it would be cool if it did like a 6 month later.
The fact that it all happened in one day. Is fucking nuts.
How we don't know how long it's going to take Tony Stark to get back to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like Tony Stark's stuck in space. How are they supposed to get to wherever Thanos is?
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? He's still in. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, Thanos is somewhere in space.
I would
don't know where he is.
They gotta find. Yeah,
as much as you could say this was Tony's movie, he really kind of led this one.
Well, I mean,
no, comparatively to Cap is my point.
Yeah.
Of those two,
I think Cap's is the next one, and then Tony will come in. Maybe second act because of ship stuff.
Yeah.
Or maybe Captain Marvel finds them along the way.
Oh no,
and that's how she gets
Nebula's going to be piloting the Milano. It's going to be fine. Like
they don't have the. Wait a minute. Oh yeah, the Milano is on Titan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because they ain't going to ride in her little ship. There's no room for that.
Yeah. Okay, so to close out, this is a thing that's come up between me and Leland and yes, in the comic shop. And people seem to be debating it. So last thing we'll talk about is the Thanos plot. Is his motivation, is his what he's doing. Does it make sense to you?
That's the thinnest thing in the movie for me.
Really?
I don't understand what his overall,
made me mad.
Other than population control.
Yeah.
It made me mad because I was trying to say
and then.
Yeah.
No, that's it.
That's it.
That's
but
his
I
plan.
feel he has to have an end game being that bad.
I don't think he does.
No, because
that's how I felt.
Because
I side with you because I gave the
I think
same.
that's because
I
know
50-50.
comic book Thanos and he has an end game, so I keep melding the two.
Like I think seeing him at the end of the film, just like watching the sunrise on a new universe in a quiet, peaceful little shanty hut.
I think that's what pissed me off.
Yeah, a shanty hut that looks a lot nicer than most of the homes I've lived in. So, I mean, a legit shanty. It's an upscale shanty.
I think like it shows like this is just all I wanted. Like he's going back to a quiet life because his entire point was to save the universe.
No, I understand all that. Yes,
by destroying half the population, thus making enough resources for everyone. And yes, in 20 years, he'll do it again.
I asked you yesterday, but his thing's really fucked up, right?
Yeah.
Like
something happened to the gauntlet.
Like he may have to have fixed. Or is it molded to his hand?
It looks like it's kind of just melted to his hand.
Wasn't it off his hand, though, at the end of the...
No, it was still on.
Oh, okay.
I didn't pay enough attention.
It was all melted and stuff looking on his hand still. So
it was weird that one shot of little Gamora. I kind of don't understand what was going on there.
Soul Stone.
Like what?
I think it was just
I don't know
he
why
made
it's
a promise to her in the flashback of like I'll take care of it, and I think it was the realization like look, I took care of it. Kind of like it was just his memory of the situation, but the Soul Stone I think is affecting it.
It feels clunky from a filmmaking perspective.
Maybe on a second viewing it may make more sense because
I'm hoping
you might remember things.
Yeah. I want to watch it.
I watched it twice, so
okay.
Yeah, like
still work for you?
Yeah, no, it still works. It worked the first time because it makes sense to me because the only other time he went into that dimension is when he got the Soul Stone.
Yeah.
So that means he goes back, he does his thing, he gets transported back to the Soul Stone. She asks, "Did you do it?" He's like, "Yeah, I finally did it."
Now, do you think the Red Skull is still alive?
Is who?
Yes.
I want him back on Earth.
That would be rad.
I want him to fight Bucky Cap.
I do think he's still alive. I don't know how anyone's gonna fucking use him, like, or what he's supposed to do, or how he's lived this long. That's also a thing that kind of I had to put that in the back of my head.
Touched by the stone, you're just
immortal. That's just one of the things he got. Yeah. He got transported to a very convenient place, a very convenient planet, and he became immortal.
It was what was convenient about it is like because he wasn't sucked into the Soul Stone, he was sucked into the Tesseract, which I believe is the space stone,
yeah.
the space stone,
the teleporting stone.
Yeah, so
Well,
okay, it works that he got teleported there, but it was just like
one stone teleported him to another stone.
Yeah,
okay,
that's fine. Yeah.
That's one other problem I had because the Tesseract is a space stone, so you can teleport and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It can also stop people from moving. Because that's how Loki. That's how he stops Loki from killing him. He uses the space stone. You see the stone glowing blue. You see the thing around.
And stop people from teleporting.
It doesn't make sense.
The problem is that the stones themselves are very ill-defined. Okay, they can kind of do literally
right
anything.
now in the comics, Wolverine has the space stone.
Yeah.
Which one? Which Wolverine?
The one that just came back from the dead.
Okay, so original
Wolverine.
Original Wolverine.
And he's been like bamfing with it during fights, which was like,
that's rad.
All right.
That's
I mean,
cool.
he gave it up to someone. I think I forget who the fuck he gave it to.
The new Illuminati.
So, I mean, in Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, the space stone just puts you in a little box. You can't really do much
because it puts you in a small space stone.
God damn it!
I didn't say. Hey, look, I'm like a machine gun. I'm just going to fire them all out. Some of them are going to stick.
So overall, Avengers, everything we kind of wanted it to be.
Yeah, it was everything I expected.
Because I kept thinking it was one of the three. I didn't know it was going to be that many people going.
So
yeah,
between
that's definitely a shock.
Between our roommates, we were guessing. I was going, Cap's going to die. Steph said,
"Oh no, Cap's still going to die."
Hold
on to that.
We're not done.
We're talking about this movie.
We're going to bring this back.
Yeah.
And then our roommate was thinking Thor.
Oh yeah.
So like, we were all wrong.
Out of all of them, I think Thor and Scarlet Witch are going to be fun. I mean, Black Widow. Yeah, Black Widow, not Widowmaker.
Black Widowmaker?
Black Widowmaker.
Dig it. Ship it.
Scarlet Witch and Vision. I don't know.
I think
Vision
will probably come back.
I think
Vision's
he's
coming
gone
back.
because he died from Thanos' hand.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure Shuri could make the fuck out of it.
He's a robot.
Yeah, he's a robot.
Shuri has his data on whatever. She saved the data.
I'm pretty.
There's a flash drive. It got a little V written on tape.
Okay.
It's in one of her little Wakanda
That makes
balls.
more.
Yeah, it's
oh
in
yeah,
a
she's holding
Wakanda
on
ball.
to it.
Which is his new name.
Yeah.
Wakanda.
I am Wakanda ball.
I am Wakanda Balls.
Wonder, what's in a Wakanda ball?
Scarlet Witch.
All right, cool.
Gross.
Well, so this has been our brief little, not brief, but Avengers talk. If you've somehow randomly found this podcast, check us out on the regular podcast at L.o.R.C on all the social medias and all of the podcast things. So go check us out over there, and we'll have some fun. Until then, see you later.
Bye.